You are watching Wall Street Confidential on TheStreet.com TV. Joining me once again is Jim Cramer, co-founder of TheStreet.com. Hi, Jim. Some more on this this situation, this sort of revelation with the Bancroft family.
Right.
I'm curious. There are two schools of thought on this. One saying that ethically this is a bad move. The Columbia Journalism Review saying this was a black day for journalism when the bid came out from Rupert Murdoch.
I mean, they're stupid. I have more respect for Nick Lemon, who's the dean of Columbia. I don't know who's behind that. I know it can't be Nick. Look, there's really only one issue with newspapers. It's not ethics. He can outsource China. He can say, listen, someone else covered China. What really matters here, layoffs. That's all that matters. If you're a newspaper, there you go.
Bless
hey,
you.
first on TheStreet.com. If you're a newspaper, you have a table of employment that's probably 2 to 3 times what it can really be afforded. I think that the people who are most rebelling against this bid, James Ottaway, I mean, anyone who's ever applied for a journalism job knows you have to studiously stay away from the Ottaway papers because they're the worst. They have very little. I mean, they may have ethical integrity, but they don't have good journalism. And I always found it was just so duplicitous that this is the guy's fighting. There's a lot of duplicity in this whole thing, because the truth is that Dow Jones has to be cut to ribbons, and the only guy who could save that is Murdoch. Because he's the only guy with deep enough pockets to be able to handle the losses that the newspaper is going to sustain. The newspaper decided something very smart. They went digital, but digital comes at a huge cost. The ads don't work. You can't possibly make up what you lose in print in the actual digital Wall Street Journal, which is really good. They've made the digital product so much better than the print product. There's no reason to take the print product. I also question whether the circulation figures of the print product are honest. Now, that's a terrible charge to make, but I'm questioning it. I'm not saying they're dishonest. I'm saying I'd like to see more. I'd like to see a real audit of those, because I know a lot of people who take the digital and they still get the print. And I know a lot of people who haven't taken Barron's and get Barron's, including me. I have Barron's delivered every weekend. I haven't paid for Barron's. But that's the way it works. In print, what you pay, once you have a name, you just keep sending it so you have the ad base. So I think that what was really at stake here was journalism itself. And the Bancroft family mistakenly believed that independence is the secret to having good journalism. And the answer is deep pockets are the secret to having good journalism, because when I grew up, the Inquirer was the best paper on earth.
And that's the Philadelphia Inquirer.
And then it got destroyed. And I'm not saying anything that the editors haven't said. Minneapolis Star was the second best paper. That got destroyed. Wall Street, the San Francisco Chronicle got destroyed. What happens is the ad base goes, and then the paper gets destroyed. And that's what's going to happen with Dow Jones. And the idea that this wasn't the case is really another outrageous form of the media, because the media never wants to write critically about the media. I think because typically people want to get a job at Dow Jones. But I am so right and honest, because this is the game I've been in, and I've worked for everybody, and that's what I know to have happened.
Without journalists, no journalism.
You gotta get the freight has to be paid by someone,
right.
And it was going to be paid by the Bancrofts, and they didn't have the deep pockets to do it.
All right, thanks a lot, Jim Cramer. Wall Street Confidential here on TheStreet.com TV. Don't go away.